Well, good early morning. It's about 6 a.m. I've been up since 4, and that's because the dogs always wake me up first thing in the morning, and which is great. They're very funny. I mean, they pile on me like, little kids, I guess. I don't know because I don't have kids, but I just assume, like, when you see videos of people and their kids jump on them, that's kind of what the dogs do. And anyway, I've not really known what to say. I have so much to say, and yet sometimes it's hard to get it all in your head. But I just rewatched The Devil Wears Prada 2. And when I first found out that it was out on video, I was very excited because I loved the first one. And so when I watched the second one, like the number 2, I was disappointed. I don't know. For some reason, when it ended, I was just sort of like, I don't know. And I was kind of disappointed. And then last night, it popped up on my screen again, and I was like, I don't want to watch this again because maybe it's about perspective. Maybe I wasn't in the right frame of mind when I watched it or whatever. So anyway, I started it last night, then I got tired, so I finished it up this morning, and it just ended. And I loved it. Isn't that funny? I loved it. And what's the difference? Like, I watched it the first time and I thought, not so great. I watched it the second time and I loved it. So it's just about perspective. Maybe where your mind is at the time that you're watching something or doing something. And anyway, I think that can be applied to, everything in life, right? It's what your perspective is as you're going through something. And right now I'm going through something. I obviously caregiving for my mom, but I lost my job at the end of June, and I'm still waiting to get my unemployment. That has not processed yet, and that just becomes a big, here you go. We got one of the dogs that wants to say hi. This is little Baxter. I have to look at the white because they're so closely look like each other. Anyway, I lost my job at the end of June, and I'm still waiting for unemployment. And on top of that, in my condo in DC, the AC has broken. Okay, so I'm in Oklahoma. So Kimmer went to DC to meet with somebody to check and try to figure out what was wrong with it. And she was walking our dogs and tripped and fell and broke her arm. And so now she's going to have surgery on Monday. I have no job. I have crappy insurance because I'm using the marketplace, which I mean, thank God for the marketplace because it's much better than Cobra. If you know, you know. But we're just getting hit with everything, and it's like, sometimes you get overwhelmed, but I know it'll all work out, right? Because I've got a little money in the bank, not a lot, but enough, to not just be totally stressed over everything. And I hope to find a job. I have, some feelers out there, but it's a really, really tough market. And so doing this channel has just been something that, has helped me kind of just have something to do, right? And kind of share my story and talk to you guys about it and share my victories and share my losses. And right now we're kind of in a loss sort of phase, but at least with Mom, she just keeps plunging along. I don't even think that's a word, plunging, but whatever. And we just take it a day at a time because that's all you can do, right? You just have to take everything one day at a time, take a deep breath, don't get overwhelmed. It'll all be okay. Caregiving's really hard, and especially if you're living in a different place than your family, right? Like I'm here in Oklahoma, Kimmer's in Delaware, and we are living separate lives right now because of the situation. And we did try for a while. We were going back and like I would take my mom there, and we did that for a little while, but each time we went, she was still, I mean, at that point she could still walk around and everything, but she was still a little discombobulated or whatever you want to call it. And she would get kind of confused. And then she would, every day she would say, now where are we? Where are we? And again, this was sort of me still really understanding the disease. And I fought it. I promise you, I fought it. I would tell her, use your brain, use your brain, thinking that like that was going to help, right? It was so hard for me to believe that this was happening to my mom. And anyway, we tried that. And then, some weird stuff was happening. I mean, she was getting confused. She was just, it just wasn't working out. And at one point, and I knew it wasn't working out for Kimmer either, right? I mean, she was trying to be the best she could be and be there for me and my mom, but it just wasn't for her, right? For her to take. It wasn't her responsibility. I mean, her responsibility is to her family, which is me, and my responsibility is to her. And it was hard to make the decision to just come back here and just be here. And so, we do the best we can. It's not easy. She'll come in here. She'll fly into Oklahoma, or like I'm going to go to Delaware in a couple of weeks, and I'm looking forward to that. Okay, now we're getting dog number 2. All right, this is Bear, and he is now. So I've got both of them in my lap, just so you know. And so anyway, we are looking forward to going home to Delaware, and I think it'll be fun, and it'll be just a nice little escape. We've still got to work a few things out, but I think everything's going to be okay. I've got another AC guy coming to the condo today, which that's been just a whole nother thing, because I had to arrange, because obviously I'm in Oklahoma, so I had to arrange for someone to go to the condo to be able to let my AC guy in to get a second opinion. And he's got to go into my condo unit, so they have to have access, obviously, to the getting into the condo. And then they have access to the roof, because all of our like actual AC units are on top of the roof. So that's happening today. So fingers crossed that he comes back with me and can just figure out a way to just get the AC working. Because I really don't want to have to invest in like a whole system. Because I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen when my mom eventually passes and I get to go back home. I don't know if we want to keep that place. I really don't want to have to spend a whole lot of money replacing an AC just to turn around and sell the house, right? I mean, I don't know what we're going to do, but in case. So it's just, sometimes things can feel like they're piling up on you and you can get overwhelmed. But I think, just like I said, in watching The Devil Wears Prada and enjoying it the second time, it was just, the perspective was different. And I was able to watch it with a different mindset. And I was able to like enjoy all the little pieces of it. And that's really what life is about, right? It's just about trying to enjoy all the little pieces. And sometimes things aren't great and sometimes they are. But I think if you can just enjoy the little pieces, then you're doing a great job. And in case I hadn't said it, my name's Trelinda, and this little channel is called Caregiver-ish. I think I spoke more on the ish than the caregiving part today, but that's what it's going to be about, right? It's going to be about my life as a caregiver, but also the things outside of caregiving that bring me joy or that bring me pain. It could be either way. But anyway, if you like this kind of thing, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give me a little thumbs up. And if you want to comment, please do, and share your stories with me. I'd love to talk to you about it. And anyway, you guys have a fantastic day. And until next time, I will see you again.